so many colors in such little time. We've got 6 brand new colors of cad-cut hologram, and we're decorating today using all of them. So keep watching if you're ready for more fun. Now today's topic is definitely a fun one. We've got a beautiful array of colors, not to mention the material has this kind of like 3D effect in the hologram. But we've got 6 excellent colors to play with. We've got a really fun and simple design. I'm going to show you how to heat apply as well. We've already cut, next we'll weed. So all we have really left to do is to talk about the product, tell you how to apply, what your heat application settings are for the press, and of course a couple of details that you need to keep in mind as you're choosing to work with this material. Now this is a high gloss material. There is going to be a beautiful high sheen to this, and there's not really a way to matte it down. So just keep in mind when you're working with hologram, you're going to have a beautiful pop, especially when the light hits it. Now, I said 3D effect, and the hologram and some of the chunks of details, especially here in this gold, as you move it with the light, it almost looks like you're looking into the material. Some pieces look like they kind of pop out, and I feel like that's a really unique material. We talk a lot about dimension, so something like soft foam or soft flock that is actually raised above the material. But while this is a thin material laying just really nice on top of the garment, it does feel like there is some dimension to it. Now, we can't layer hologram, that's okay, we can still create some really fun designs. And there are 6 brand new colors now available. So, let's go over the colors. Oh, before we go, 320 degrees, 10 to 15 seconds. It is a firm pressure and it is a cold peel. So, key points, of course, when you are applying at the press. So, now let's go on to the colors. Quick little tip. So these are 1-yard sheets and they came in a cardboard roll. And if you aren't quite sure how you want to label them, I'm trying this out. I'll let you know how this goes. But since this is where we're cutting, make sure you don't put it on the back. As you can already see, I have a little, I have a little leftover residue from the paper label. Here, I am seeing what this is going to do. Of course, make sure you cover with a cover sheet with your heating element. But I'm finding that this is kind of handy. It's telling me what the inch of the material was, the material itself, which is hologram, and of course the color. So something for you to try out if you're ordering in 1-yard increments and you are not wanting to really get rid of that cardboard roll that it comes in. All right, moving on. You've got aqua right here. It's a very beautiful aqua. We've got pops of green, we've got pops of royal, and of course the aqua color itself. This one is the tried and true hologram type of speckle in this, and it's just a really beautiful color, especially for summer. All right, up next, following along in that hologram kind of speckle type pattern is a new fuchsia color, and this is a very, very beautiful kind of raspberry. It has pops of hot pink, and it kind of pulls just a little bit of a rainbow effect in here. I am getting a little bit of royal and purple as I move the material, and then because I'm wearing a very bright lime green shirt today, I am seeing pops in this color as well from my particular angle. But again, another beautiful color, just very, very deep and vibrant to work with. There's one rainbow pattern, and this is so much fun. When we cut, you will see how the rainbow pattern can shift with your design. So if you are choosing, or your customer is choosing to work with rainbow, just remember wherever you're choosing to cut, maybe right here or right here, your colors can shift for your design. So it's just something to be mindful of if you have somebody that is extremely particular in terms of colors. Now, what's really cool is you can go horizontal or vertical, but I want to compare it next to navy. This is a true rainbow pattern where this has almost a rainbow holographic color scheme. This is actually navy, but this specific color I am finding is picking up true rainbow colors. There is red, there's pink, there's purple, there's green, there's yellow, there's royal. It's just absolutely beautiful in person, and you can get a rainbow effect using navy, or you can also get a rainbow pattern using true rainbow. So I just think that is a really fun comparison, seeing that this is the color navy, but as a deep blue, we're still able to pick up a variety of colors just with the way the light hits it. All right, so up next we have gold and silver crystal. So same type of chunky pattern, which I absolutely love. This is the type of dimension I was talking about earlier, where you can't tell if the crystal is sitting on top or a little bit further into the material. So it's just a really fun, flat, 3D type of effect. Flat meaning the feel on the garment, but 3D, as you're looking at it, you get some depth and dimension. So there's both a gold and silver in this. All right, so with the launch of the 6 new colors, I wanted to review the silver or the cad-cut silver hologram and then the cad-cut crystal hologram. Both of them are silver. Both of them pick up the rainbow type of colors, right? But the patterns or the sparkle effect inside of the material is slightly different. So the standard silver definitely has that sprinkle, sparkle effect that the fuchsia as well as the aqua have. Now the crystal is definitely more of that chunky, big flakes type of, I don't want to call it glitter, but it does have a glitter sparkle effect to it. Glisten, does it glisten? So as you can see, the comparison of the two side by side, the top is the crystal, the bottom is the standard silver. Depending on what your design is, one may be more beneficial for you if you're wanting a little bit more of a subtle hologram look, or if you are wanting something with a little bit more of a wow factor. Either way, you can't go wrong. It's just one is a little bit more has finer details, and one is more chunky in the overall pattern. So let's head to the press now. All right, so back on our auto clam. This is a 16 by 20 unit, and I have switched it out for our tag-along platen. Now, let's go about aligning these colors up. Now, the whole reason why I chose to do 2 colors in 2 different placements is so I could help line up where the columns and the rows are. So as you can see, I've kind of trimmed out our pink where it was, and I've been able to add that behind our navy. That way, instead of doing 2 different hits on this, I can simply do 1. Because this is a cold peel, there is going to be just a little bit of added time in terms of peeling, but that's okay. Next, the color that would go in would be our gold. However, what I noticed is that when I line this up, I feel like the pink and gold is actually a little close, or maybe that just lined up a little bit better now that I am in front of the camera versus trying to do the prep work on the back end. So I had planned to come in and cut this gold out and add those in separately, but I think we might get away with it. Yep. I'm not displeased with that, so we're going to add it in this way because we want to make sure that the carrier isn't blocking any of our other prints. So the gold and the pink are off just a little bit. I do need to trim and make room for the navy. So I'm going to take this off camera for just a quick second and adjust that and come back. False alarm, the gold is definitely, it was off slightly, but that's okay because I've trimmed the others, so we will still hopefully do this in 2 applications versus 6 or even 3. My goal is to make this as easy as an application as possible, so let's just go ahead and apply. So we're set at 320. And we are going to do a 5-second pre-press, and then we're going to turn around and do a 5-second tack. Now, the reason why we only want to do just a tack on as we're adding each layer is simply so we don't overcook the materials that are already on there. And of course, we don't want our material to absorb too much heat to where it could potentially shrink. And you know, these textiles, these garments, these fibers are even more sensitive, especially since this one I believe is a polyrayon. It's a poly cotton, so it is a 60-30 or 65-35 maybe, but with that poly we could have potential for scorching, so the least amount of heat as possible. All right, so pre-press, this is also going to test our pressure. We are not at a firm pressure. Now, since we can align this with this, we can still find our center. It's just going to be down at the bottom versus the top. We could have definitely made these much larger stars. Especially with oversized prints being more popular today. Okay, so that's where we're going to set that. I'm going to use my cover sheet. Let that go for 5 seconds, and then remember, we're going to let it cool down before we peel and apply the others. All right, so now that it's cool, let's go ahead and keep continuing. So we know at next in line is going to be a gold star. And then next in line from that is going to be our turquoise. Trim this guy down just a little bit. Now, as I mentioned, there isn't a tacky carrier on this, so if you feel like you need to go ahead and add some thermo tape on this, you definitely can. Now, in the center, there is rainbow, and this far side is going to be our silver. And on this side is going to be another gold. So I'm just stepping to the side because I'm checking the lines or the arms of the stars. Now, another option is to lay all of your stars out and then remask everything, hopefully giving you one good hit. Okay, so these are the 2 rainbow options that we have. I'm going to go with the blue and kind of gold to bring out this aqua, and the gold just a little bit more, especially with our shirt being berry. I kind of like the contrast. So I'm going to trim this down. And if this is calling it too close, then we might just have to go in and do a 3rd hit. Let's go this way. All right, cover sheet goes back on. Now, what we'll need to do is change our time from 5 seconds to 10 seconds, or I could just continuously do 2 sets of 5, which I'm gonna go choose to do. Now, the reason why we're doing 2 sets of 5 is so we get that full 10 seconds. All right, now we're gonna take this off of the press, let it cool down, and we will peel at the table. All right, our shirt has cooled down, and these will just easily peel right up. You don't have to fight with peeling. That gloss finish just helps that carrier release very easily. All right, let's go check this out in the full realm. All right, so much fun. It's so colorful. And even though this is on a very, very lightweight crop, because we chose to have our design with material or negative space showing through, we still have some really, really good movement for this garment overall. There isn't any stretch to this product, so I wouldn't recommend putting this on any type of sports bra, spandex, or anything you would think would have an excellent stretch and rebound right back to its original shape. Overall, it's so much fun. We were able to complete this look with 6 colors in only 2 hits at the press. And of course, when it came to peeling away all of those carriers, it was effortless. Go out, have some fun. If you haven't messed around with hologram in a while, go order whichever color sparks your joy and just have fun with it. Bye guys, we'll see you later.